God, why is it every time I come on here I'm like a hot mess? So yeah, I decided I'm going to do a weekly reading vlog, and of all weeks to do it, I chose the one where I'm going to be my most busiest, because I am working and then I have a wedding and then I have a few days where I'm going to meet up with friends. But I still think I will get enough read this week to warrant doing a reading vlog. So yeah, I finally, where is it? Hold on a minute. So I finally finished A Book of Accidents by Chuck Wendig. Oh my god, the condensation in this book. I don't know, can you, no you can't see it. It's a library book and it's got one of those plastic covers, but the heat up here must have caused condensation on the inside. Finally finished A Book of Accidents. It literally felt like the never-ending story. Not to say I didn't enjoy it, I just kind of felt like it was very long. Like very long. I don't want to go into detail about it because I definitely want to talk about it more in my monthly roundup. I did enjoy it. I gave it, I'm kind of fighting between a 3 and a 4 star. I'm thinking 3, just because halfway through I was like, I just wanted to end, but then got to the end and I actually enjoyed it, so you can see why I'm fighting with myself there. So yeah, I am just back from work. I'll probably stick in a few clips here of me out and about. I finished work, then I bought myself some fabrics because I want to make some book sleeves. I actually made a few already. I want to make some Halloweeny ones. Some Halloween themed book sleeves. I have some Halloween fabric here, so I didn't want to buy any more. Like you'll see in the clip that we've got in these gorgeous Halloween fabrics and pumpkins and stuff, but I think I have some of that fabric here, so I'm going to try and see if I can dig it out and make a sleeve in them. And then also I got the other 2 that you've probably seen in this clip somewhere. So yeah, I want to make book sleeves for those. And then I went and got myself a coffee because my god, the heat in Ireland today was unexpected, to say the least, but pleasant to have it. I'm not going to complain, as much as I don't like the heat. In this reading vlog, enough of me waffling, I am going to start reading The Retreat by Sarah Pierce, I think is the name. I apologise if I'm not getting that right. So yeah, that's the book I want to read in this vlog, and like it's not a set reading vlog, so I'm hoping to read that and then maybe another one of my August TBR. So maybe Dead Silence, is that what it's called? Dead Silence, It Happened One Summer, Unhoneymooners, and When I Was 10. They're the ones I have. Oh, and another one. I had another one. What was it? I can't remember, but there is another one. But I think I'm going to try and read 2 in this vlog, let's just say. So The Retreat is only out, it's only recently been released, so I'm very much looking forward to reading that because I read The Sanatorium I think at the beginning of the year or just before the start of the year, and I really enjoyed it, so I have high hopes for this one. But yeah, the book sleeves I want to make, I made a few before. So I have this one here, which is just like a kind of a canvas and then a nice kind of moon print. This was actually inspired by the Crescent City series. I really loved the moon and the flowers, so that's that one. Then I had this one here, which was my test run. So these are perfect for my small books, but then I'm trying to make bigger ones for my thicker books. And then I think I need to make an even bigger one to fit in hardbacks. But that is the plan. I want to make a few of those for myself. Let's get started on reading. So it's the next day and I actually realised I hadn't done a update. So I am currently, I think, 70 pages into the book, and so far I'm really enjoying it. I like literally couldn't put it down last night. Hence how I got through 70 pages in an evening. It's quite a fast read. Obviously you're introduced to your characters, the scene is set up, and I have to say, like, the way she has written this resort is like, makes me even want to go to it just sounds like such a fancy place. But yeah, how quick it is, the fact that a death has already happened and we're just 70 pages in, so it's quite quick to move into the book, which I quite like, because there's nothing worse than it being dragged out. But yeah, I have to head to work now, so when I come home later this evening I'm hoping to sit down and read possibly another 70 pages. So that's the plan. So yeah, I have to go to work now, and then I have to pick up a few things in town and drop a few books back to the library, because tomorrow I'm heading to the wedding, so I need to pick up a few bits that I'll need for tomorrow. Ooh, I've said it once and I'll say it again, that is a hot day. Oh my god. So we dropped the dogs off at my parents' house because, like I said, we're going to a wedding tomorrow and I didn't want to leave the dogs here by themselves, because we're staying overnight. So just home, it's 8:15. I was working today and then I took a trip to the library, and I never thought to take out my phone and record. You can tell that I'm not used to this, but I picked up 2 books. One is a graphic novel, which is Through the Woods by Emily Carroll. So it's a graphic novel of short stories, and I have already read it and it wasn't bad. It was quite like a kind of getting me in the vibes for Halloween and fall. They're slightly spooky stories. And then the other one I got is this one here, and I think it's The Antarctica of Love by Sarah Stridesberg. I think that's how you pronounce it. I apologise in advance if I'm not right, but this one seems quite good. What does it say in the back? They say you die 3 times. The first time for me was when my heart stopped beating beneath his hands by the lake, and the second was when what was left of me was lowered into the ground in front of Ivan and I can't pronounce that name. I'm gonna have to look up the pronunciation of that, at the church. Then the third will be the last time my name is spoken on earth. So as far as I'm aware, it's a story about a woman who was murdered, and it's not necessarily about her death or like the murder mystery. It's more kind of how it affects, I think it's like how it affects her family, like how it affects the people left behind. So it sounds quite interesting, and it's quite a short read. I think it's only like 271 pages, which is a nice quick read, so I'm intrigued to see what that is like. So yeah, I'm gonna add that to my TBR for August. Then I also got a delivery from Amazon, which I'm so excited about, because one thing I never thought I would do is annotate books, because I didn't, like, you know, didn't see the reason behind it, but now I do, because I read that book, oh, what was the name of it? The Book of Accidents, and there was a few paragraphs in it that I was like really liked, so I had to take photos of it, because it wasn't my book, it was a library book, but I took photos of the paragraphs I really liked. So yeah, I decided to pick these up so I can use them in my own books. So I think it's a selection of different colours. So there's these pastel colours, then these pastel colours, those ones, and then there's a blue, greeny colour, and then these give me, like, the top ones give me autumnal vibes, and I am here for that. So yeah, there's plenty there to keep me going for a while. So yeah, I'm just want to do a little DIY project for my friends who are getting married tomorrow. I wanted to do something, there's always an update for this thing. I wanted to do a little something kind of personal for them. So I picked up this little, don't want to blind you, oh, hello. This little frame, this mirror. I picked this up, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put their names and the date that they got married, because it's just something nice to do. So I'm going to do that with my Cricut machine now, and then my plan for the rest of the evening is to chill out and read more of The Retreat. I feel like it's been ages since I done a check-in. It is now Friday the 12th of August. What was it? Wednesday was the wedding that we went to. So I actually did not film anything. It was just such a quick morning, and I didn't want to put any pressure on myself to make sure that I filmed any updates. We just wanted to enjoy the day. And then yesterday was definitely a complete write-off. We were absolutely knackered by the time we got home, and we just crashed for the day. So that brings us to today, which is Friday. So yeah, I sat down for a few hours today and I read a bit more of the book. Not much, but getting there. I think we're nearly at the halfway point. And I'm still enjoying it. As far as I'm aware, it's a multiple murder mystery, so there has been a second murder. Well, the first one you're not sure whether it's actually a murder or not, but I'm quite enjoying it. It's very easy to read, and it's exactly what I want at the moment, because it's so warm here in Ireland that I feel like if I was reading a book where I really had to concentrate, I don't think I'd enjoy it as much. But it's such an easy read, and I'm also listening to audiobook while I'm reading the book as well, because I got it on the library. So the narrator of the audiobook is easy to listen to as well. So yeah, I'm quite enjoying this book. Not sure if I'm enjoying it as much as the first one, but it's still quite good on it, like on its own. There's really nice kind of, what would you say, like the description of the area is quite nice, and it's like, it sounds like a place I'd love to visit if it wasn't so full of murder. One of the main characters in the book is like an influencer, like a travel influencer, and she's basically got the holiday to the island for free as long as she, you know, advertises it on her social media. So she's brought along her sisters and their partners, and it goes from there. Some of the characters, I'm not sure whether I like them or not. Like, to be honest with you, there's not much of a character build, in the sense that, like, any of the characters who have died, you don't really know much about them, so you don't really care. So there's no kind of, you know, emotional feel there when one of them pops up dead. You're just kind of like, okay. The detective, which obviously, yes, is the main character, same detective from the first book, the sanatorium. So you're kind of still learning more about her past, and learning more about why she took a career break in the first book. So I'm kind of thinking that where Sarah Pearse is going with the story is that, like, it's going to maybe continue into maybe another book where her past might come back up to catch up with her. And to be honest, I'd love that. Like, that would be really cool if the next book was everything that you've learned from this detective's past comes all into, you know, the next book or something like that. I'm probably talking a load of crap, don't mind me. It's like nearly 30 degrees here in Ireland and I can't handle the heat. So yeah, it is now, I can't see the time, I'd say it's probably nearly 6 o'clock. James is just gone to get us, oh, it's 6:30. James is gone to get us food because I am too warm to turn on that oven and I have nothing that's substantial to eat cold.
No.
Does you bring the goods? Ha ha ha. Smells good.
And I got your favorite.
Mama. Extra large dog poo bags. Yay!
Double thick, so you can feed on it.
Oh, yes.
In New York City, the dedicated detectives who investigate these vicious felonies are members of an elite squad known as the Special Victims Unit. These are their stories.
Ever is by David Nichols, which is One Day.
Ah,
I love that book so much. I can already tell that I'm not going to love this one to the degree that I'm going to love One Day. And if I don't end up enjoying this one, I'm actually going to unhaul one of my other David Nichols. It's not going to turn out to be everything that he hopes. It's not going to make him into this like elite individual. It's just kind of like, you know, give him an education, he'll still be the same kind of guy.
You look crazy.
So, yeah, he's just... Hi, editing Tanya here. So it is currently the 18th of August. So it's been a while since I actually was doing my reading vlog. So I realised while I was editing that I didn't really talk much about the book, which is kind of the whole point of a reading vlog. So I have my drink here and I have a few notes so we can go through them quickly. So just a reminder, the book is The Retreat by Sarah Pearse. So this is a series and we're following Ellen, who is a detective. Ellen Warner, I think. Yeah. So we're following Ellen Warner and she is a detective. But in the first book we find out that she has taken a break from working as a detective due to, I can't even remember what it was or whether we were even told. But I know in this she has started to come back to work and we start to kind of find out more about her past and what led her to take the break. but we're still haven't got full answers, so that's given me hope that in the next one we might see or hear more. So in this one we're following a group of people who go to a wellness resort, and we are following 3 sisters, a cousin, and then their partners. One of the main kind of people in the group is Jo, and she is an influencer. So she has been gifted this visit to the resort in exchange for her to talk about it on her social media. So with Jo then we have her sister Hannah, their cousin Maya, and then the partners then Caleb and Seth. So Caleb is actually the partner of Bia, who is Jo and Hannah's sister, who actually had to cancel her trip due to work. So Caleb goes along on the holiday anyway. And then we have Seth, who is the boyfriend of Jo. So we find out that the girls have a bit of history. So years past, they were actually in a house fire, and in that house fire Maya's sister died. So Maya's kind of hasn't really got over that, and then the same with the other girls. Like, obviously something like that takes its toll. But then we also find that Hannah, her husband actually had died, and I think it may have only been a year or so prior to this trip, and it was an accident, an accidental death. But she hasn't got over that, so she's still grieving. And then we have Jo, who's like, you know, she's out there, like, everything's all about her image, and like you can tell that she's a bigger personality out of all of them, so you can kind of tell that there's going to be conflict there. So shortly after they arrive at the retreat, there's a body found, and then that's when Ellen Warner gets called in to investigate whether or not it's, like, you know, murder or an accident. So we also find out that her boyfriend Will is actually the architect who drew up the plans for the retreat, and then his sister also works there. To be honest, my impression of Will, I really just don't know how I feel about him as a character. Like, he just comes across real like an asshole, and I don't know if I like him. So I'm waiting to see what he's like in the next book, but yeah, I don't like him so far. So as things start to play out in the kind of the story, you start to kind of be faced with multiple different possibilities. So you start questioning whether, like, you know, obviously a first body's found, you don't know whether or not it's been a murder. Then obviously, you know, it's a multiple murder story, so another body's found, and then you kind of start to question all the characters that you've met so far. And I liked how it was played out, because I'm the type of person who figures things out very quickly, and I didn't see the twist coming, which I really liked. Like, the twist at the end was very good, and then at the very end of the book there was even a bigger twist, and I loved it. Like, that was by far the best part of the book, and I definitely enjoyed this book more than the first one. That twist just was like, yes, like, it was good, it was good. So anyway, back to that. The island itself has a really dark past, and this isn't a spoiler because you kind of know this going into the book. So you find out that originally there was a school on the island that burnt down, and then years later it was used as a kind of like an adventure centre for teenagers, and when that was open there was a bunch of teenagers that were murdered, and then after that the island wasn't used until someone bought it and built the retreat. So then you're kind of starting to think like, oh well, the guy who murdered these group of teens, like, is this a copycat? Is he back? Like, you know, you kind of start thinking, are they all linked? So there's a lot of questions then that you start asking yourself. Regards to the characters, to be honest, I don't really feel much towards the main character Ellen, and I don't know whether it's just maybe I don't connect with her, but I just, there's nothing there that has me, like, you know, worried when she's in a bad situation, or like, let's say she got killed even though she's the main character, I won't be bothered. Do you know, it's that kind of way. So I'm hoping that maybe if I reread the books, like read the first one and then the second one together, maybe I'll start to see more of a development, because it has been a year since I read The Sanatorium, so I probably should have read that. I probably should have reread that before reading this one. So I would advise, if you have read The Sanatorium and it's been a while, maybe go back, read it again, and then read The Retreat. Just because it does like kind of continue straight on with Ellen's story. So it, like, you know, the way with, say, the likes of James Patterson, he's a great example for when, like, he has the Women's Murder Club. Like, when each book is brought out, they do kind of, like, you know, give you a little bit of a refresher for the previous book. So, like, they'll mention a character and then they'll say how, like, oh, last month Cindy was doing such and such, so that it kind of refreshed your mind, because you're like, oh yeah, I remember that. And I didn't feel like there was any of that really in this book. So it was kind of, there was no refreshers. So, like, there may have only been maybe 1 or 2 things that was brought back from the first book, but I definitely feel like I would have liked a little bit of a refresher. But again, that's on me. I should have read the first one again before reading this one. I did actually say here that the killer reveal was a little bit of a letdown, but I can't tell my reason because that's a spoiler. Then I have in big capital letters, loves the epilogue. So that says something. Yeah, I said Sarah definitely knows how to write an epilogue. Right, so this is a spoiler. So if you haven't read the book, either exit out now or skip past it. It's not a huge spoiler, but it's still a spoiler. Like, you might start putting puzzle pieces together when you hear it. So again, final warning, this is a spoiler. So I said loves the epilogue, Sarah definitely knows how to write one. And then I said, Maya, this girl, yes. I definitely want more of Maya. And then I just said, sneaky biatch. But yeah, so that is pretty much it. I really enjoyed it. Definitely going to reread it again just to make sure that I didn't miss anything. Same with The Sanatorium. I think I'll sit down some evening and read that too. They're such quick reads. You get through, I think I got through this in maybe 2 nights. I know I started it Monday and I don't think I finished it till Friday, but I think it was Monday, Tuesday in the evenings I read them after work. Then I was at a wedding on Wednesday. Thursday was a write-off because I just lay on the couch all day. And then Friday I read a bit again. So yeah, I was, when you think about it, 2 evenings and then a bit of a day. So yeah, we'll say 2 days in total it took me to read this. Delighted with that one. And then hopefully I'll have another reading vlog soon. I am happy to report that it is now raining in Ireland and I feel at peace. I am hoping that this is the start of our autumnal weather, where the leaves will start falling off the tree, it'll start getting chilly. It was actually cold the other day and I got to wear a hoodie and I was delighted with myself, but still think it might be a little bit early to pull out the knitwear, but I really want to. So yeah, hopefully in the next few vlogs, coming into September, we'll start all the autumnal stuff. I'll start doing my fall decorating, then I have my birthday with like the big trio, that's coming up. So yeah, there's a lot more in the works. So if you want to see more from myself, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified every time I upload, which is usually Thursday and Sunday, usually. And don't forget to hit that like button because it really helps support my channel. So yeah, leave me a comment down below whether or not you have read The Retreat or you plan to read it, or even leave me a comment with a book that you are currently reading. So yeah, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!